You're so organized. You're always early. You never drop the ball. Honestly, I don't know how you do it. Sound familiar? Then I need to tell you something. Gently, people have been complimenting your anxiety for years. There's a version of anxiety that doesn't look like panic. It looks like competence. It collects praise, and it is exhausting to live inside. So here are 8 signs of high-functioning anxiety that everyone praises you for. Keep count as we go. Most people who find this video recognize at least 5. Sign 1. You're so organized. The lists, the color coding, the backup plan for the backup plan. People think it's a personality trait, but look closer at the feeling underneath it. The plan isn't a preference, it's protection. Somewhere along the way, your brain decided that if every detail is handled, nothing can go wrong. So the organizing never gets to stop. That's not tidiness. That's a mind that doesn't feel safe unless it's holding everything. Sign 2. You're always early. 20 minutes early, sitting in the car, watching the clock. Because being late doesn't feel like a small thing to you. It feels like letting everyone down at once. So you build in buffer time and then buffer for the buffer. The praise says punctual. The truth is that your nervous system treats uncertainty like a threat, and arriving early is the only way it knows to switch the alarm off. Sign 3. You reply so fast. Every message answered within minutes, even the ones that could easily wait. Not because you're glued to your phone, because an unanswered message sits in your brain like an open tab, humming until it's dealt with. Replying instantly isn't enthusiasm, it's relief. You're not managing your inbox. You're managing the noise it makes in your head. Sign 4. You're such a good listener. You're the one people call. You remember the details. You notice the shift in someone's voice before they've said a word. Here's the part nobody sees, that noticing is a survival skill. You learn to read rooms, track moods, and scan for the smallest change. Because somewhere, once, you had to. And being the listener comes with a quiet bonus. You never have to be the one who's exposed. Sign 5. You're so easygoing. Wherever you want to eat, whatever time works for you. Honestly, I'm happy either way. Except you're not. You have preferences. You've just learned that stating them feels risky and going along feels safe. So you round yourself down to whatever is easiest for everyone else. People call it flexible, but easygoing, for you, mostly means invisible. Sign 6. You have such high standards. You read the email 4 times before you send it. You redo work nobody asked you to redo. You call it being thorough. But real ambition feels like reaching for something. This feels like avoiding something. Because in your head, a mistake isn't a mistake. It's evidence. Proof that you were never as capable as everyone thought. Those standards aren't ambition. They're insurance. Sign 7. You're a machine. How do you get so much done? Because stillness is unbearable, that's how. When the anxiety hums, you clean, you organize, you work. You don't rest. Motion quiets the noise, so you stay in motion. And when you finally do sit down, rest doesn't feel like rest. It feels like guilt. You haven't found the secret to productivity. You've found a way to outrun a feeling. Sign 8. And this is the one that costs the most. You're the strong one. I never worry about you. Nobody checks on you. Not because they don't care. Because you've performed fine so well for so long that no one thinks to look. You've carried it so quietly that even you stopped noticing the weight. That's the cruel maths of this pattern. The better you cope, the more invisible you become. So count them up. If you recognized 5 or more, then those were never 8 personality traits. They're one pattern, wearing 8 disguises. It's called high-functioning anxiety. It isn't a diagnosis, and it isn't a flaw. It's a pattern, anxiety that hides inside competence and gets applauded instead of noticed. And here's the part that matters most. You weren't born performing. You learned it. A nervous system that worked out early, that being impressive was safer than being honest. And what can be learned can, slowly, be unlearned. If you want to know where this pattern shows itself first, it's at night. The performance ends, the room goes quiet, and the brain that held everything together all day finally gets loud. If that's you, there's a free handbook linked below called The Off Switch, a 10-minute nightly shutdown for a brain that won't stop. Dark pages made to be read in bed. Take it, it's yours. And the next time someone smiles and says, I honestly don't know how you do it, remember, quietly, that you do know. You've always known. And you deserve more than being praised for carrying it well. Sleep well. You did enough today.